Welcome to Montessori Education.
Montessori English Medium School. Admissionlu jaruguchunnvi. Montessori English Medium School. Burripalam Road, Tenali. Phone 08644 227115.
Hello, welcome to online class social video number 17. Today I want to explain the consequence of the world wars. Consequence or result. Consequences of world wars. Consequences or impact or result. The foremost I want to say is enormous loss of human life or enormous human loss. Enormous human lost. You know, the First World War, around 10 million people were killed. In the Second World War, around 20 to 25 million people were killed. First World War, 10 million people were killed. Second World War, 20 to 25 million people were killed. So there is a huge loss of human life in the First World War and Second World War. So already we know because of the USA, when USA entered the Second World War, when Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, in 1942, USA entered into the Second World War, and before they did not enter, USA did not enter, and what mainly they said, to protect the interest of the people, democratic principles, we have to fight against the newly emerged dictatorship of Germany and Italy. That is why USA entered into the Second World War, in the middle of the war, when Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, and how they responded it, how they reacted it, they sent 2 atom bombs, one in Nagasaki and one in Hiroshima. Millions of people were killed in both the use of atom bombs. Millions of people were died in Nagasaki and Hiroshima. And we understand that almost all the countries started to use the chemical weapon and lethal weapon during the war. That is the most dangerous things I want to say. The most dangerous thing is lethal weapon, and it is chemical weapons. And because of this, whatever now, not only losing the life of the man or life of men, but also it also affected the life of all the creatures in the world because of the chemical weapons or lethal weapons or nuclear weapons. Because of the nuclear weapons, what happened? It will affect not only the human life, but also animal, plants, or even all the microorganisms which we can find on the earth's surface, all will disappear from here. So destruction of the world. That indicates destruction of the world. Any nuclear weapon we cannot bear. Any nuclear weapon we can bear is very, very difficult. Already experienced in Nagasaki and Hiroshima. So that's one reason. Enormous human loss. And next one is democratic principles asserted. And democratic principles asserted here. And many empire came to an end. If you take the textbook, we see that democratic principles asserted. We can see here many empire came to an end. We can say that during the First World War, we can see ended the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the Russian Empire, Ottoman Empire and German Empire. All these empires came to an end. Countries like Russia saw a socialist revolution, while other like Germany grew out their monarchy and became a Weimar Republic. Germany became a Weimar Republic. The Ottoman Empire was replaced by a democratic and secular state in Turkey. Similarly, during the First World War, on the demands of their subjects, the colonists accepted the principles that self-government is reserved in colonies. And with the process of decolonization, during the time of after World War II, the colonies rose to independence. You know, after the World War II, many countries in the world got independence, including India. Around 70, more than 70 countries got independence after the World War II. World War II, many countries, all the countries were decolonized. All the countries became independent after World War II. That's the most important consequence of the world wars. Democratic principles asserted. Democratic principles asserted. Showing the value of the principles of democratic principles asserted. Understand the value of the democratic principles and encouraging the democratic principles in every country of the world. And the thought is against colonialism, it is against democracy, is against colonialism, democracy is against exploitations, and democracy is against injustice, democracy is against democracy certain many principles that is very a good type of government which established all over the world. That's a very important point. Next, third point, what you understand is the changing balance of power. That's another important point I remember. Changing balance of power. Now, what do you understand? Before the industrialization or during the time of industrialization, England was the most powerful country and Germany, they fought each other. When France, they fought each other. When the Germany became most powerful country and they changed the balance of power in Europe, at that time the enemy of England and France, they forget their enmity and they start fighting against Germany and Italy. Germany and Italy. So at that time, you know, before so many years, England dominated the world, dominated Europe as well as the world, and now the many new countries came forward to accept the challenge of the domination of the countries of England. So that's a very important point. Balance of power. Before the World War I, we know, most of the countries were occupied by England and France. Now when the Germany and Italy questioned it, balance of power changing. And you get after World War I, the England was the country dominating the world. But after World War II, the significance of the countries of England was decreased, and new countries like USA and Russia became most powerful country in the world. Most powerful country in the world. See? So very important. So balance of power changed in all over the world because of the world wars. Next one is that international organizations. New international organizations. International organizations. So now remember, new international organizations during after First World War. League of Nations formed by Woodrow Wilson, but it was a failure. But after Second World War, all the country decided to form a most powerful international organization that should stop another world war. That is called UNO, United Nations Organization. United Nations Organization, and this name was proposed by former American President Franklin D. Roosevelt proposed the name of what? United Nations Organization. F.D. Roosevelt was the person proposed the name of what? Union of United Nations organizations. The headquarters is in New York. Also, New York was the headquarters of UNO, and at present 193 countries are there in these organizations. And there are so many, 6 organs are there. We can see that Secretariat, International Court of Justice, Social and Economic Council, Trusteeship Council, International Court of Justice, Secretariat, next one is Security Council, General Assembly. These 6 organs are there under UNO. Or just I want to write these names of the organs of UNO. First we can see Security Council. Next, General Assembly. International Court of Justice. 4th one, Social and Economic Council. 5th one, Trusteeship. And 6th one, Secretariat. But these are the 6 organs of the UNO. And what are the important principles of UNO? Just to see the textbook, you can understand it. And here very clearly given, very short, it is given the principles of 4 main principles of UNO. That is, preserve peace, uphold human rights, respect international law, and promote social progress. But these are the main 4 principles of UNO. And moreover, there are so many agencies are there: UNICEF, UNESCO, and ILO, WTO, World Bank, and these are the important organizations or important agencies of UNO. You can see UNICEF, UNESCO, ILO, Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO. But these are the important agencies of the UNO. And I want to conclude here giving a homework. What are the 4 important principles of UNO? And once you read the textbook and send the answer to my WhatsApp number. Thank you.